I think one of the most important things when everyone's trying to copy a celebrity look, celebrity makeup, and they're watching the makeup tutorials on how to do that celebrity look, that they try to interpret it verbatim, like exactly how this celebrity wears it. And for me, it's more important about making that look your own and what specifically makes that look different than other looks. Now, everybody, wants the Kim Kardashian look, and actually it's kind of been on the runways this season in a sense. It's got kind of a coppery, freshly bronzed glow to it, and that was a big trend, and it's actually been a big trend every year for Michael Kors for like the past 20 years. So with Kim Kardashian's look, what makes it different is she highlights very, very dramatically all through here, the cheekbone area. She wears a very heavy lash, very nude lip. And so those are the things I'm going to mainly concentrate on, and give her a kind of a cat-eyed outer corner of her eye to kind of help lift it up and elongate it the way Kim does hers. All right. First thing I'm going to do is I've already started, applied foundation on the top, one of the eyelids. That's one of the things that is really important with this look when you're trying to get that really kind of like highlighted eye area is concealing the lid as well as underneath the lid. Now, of course, because I prefer to do it in this order, I'm going to first paint the eye, then clean off, and then paint underneath the eye. So first thing I'm going to do is conceal the lids. Then I'm going to powder. Using my beauty blender to apply my foundation to get a nice, smooth, even close. Now using my number 76 brush to powder with. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is define her brows. Once again, that's something for Kim is always very distinctive because she's comes from such a strong ethnic background where her ethnicity has strong brows, so hers are always nice and thick and defined. Taking my pencil, little feathery hair-like strokes in the direction hair grows. Also on the runways this season was really strong brows. They're making it come back, nice full brows, which thankfully no one's doing really pencil thin. But in the last couple of years, you've seen a lot of bleaching of brows again and making them less obvious. We're going back to a stronger brow look again. Going back over it with my number 1 brush to blend that pencil out. Marissa, do you normally wear brow color at all?
Wear what?
Brow color at all?
No. Mm-mm.
I didn't think so. I find that younger generations don't, because I'm so old. No, I find that younger generations are a lot less likely to use brow color. And hopefully after today, she'll see that you can add a little bit more definition without it looking fake. I'm going to go back over it with a little powder. And when I say powder, I mean brow powder. I'm using my brush number 1 to go back over it with brow powder. All right, now using my number 22 brush, I'm going to take 2 shades of a cream eyeshadow, a matte skin tone color and a shimmer. One of the important things with Kim's look is she's a very opaque yet shimmery lid. And once again, that brightness there adds that kind of like brightness all around the eye area. So I'm just going to physically mix the 2 colors together. And you're using the matte one with the shimmery one so that you get the opaque coverage that you want create that lid. Close for me. And you can see how that really gives you a nice opaque highlighted lid. Now we're going to go back over this with a shimmery powder shadow. Open for me. And I want you to notice before I even go any further how, I'm sure you weren't paying attention to this, but before Marissa's lid looked not as much of a lid space, but because I'm highlighting that, it's starting to look more like a shaped lid. So that's why it's important in creating this look to really do a nice opaque cream. I'm going over it with a shimmer beige. Then I'm just going to quickly wipe off my brush because I want to use a matte beige on the brow bone. Because Kim Kardashian's quite known for having a highlighted brow bone, but it's because Marissa's lid space is not as broad. Once again, making the look work for her, I'm going to do just a little bit less of a highlighted brow bone. Now, in order to create that nice full lid look, instead of using a fuller mid-tone brush, I'm going to take my number 13 and I'm going to actually draw on that line in a very distinctive line. And then blend it out later. Open for me. So we're getting a definite crease. Notice I'm going up into the brow to keep this area looking larger. Then I'm going to take, instead of the normal size highlight fluffy brush to blend with, I'm just going to use a number 11 and I'm going to blend it. Remember, it's clean, so we're not adding color. I'm going to blend out that line. But that way I keep a tighter control on the blending. I'm going to do a little bit of my mid-tone just to close in the corner. Same brush, 13. Now I'm going to put false eyelashes on her because Kim goes nowhere without hers. But I can't handle not seeing a little bit of definition at the lash line while I'm going. So you've got to curl before you apply false lashes anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and curl. Open and look down for me. Down, look down. There you go. And I'm just going to put a thin layer of mascara on so I can just kind of see what's happening. Look down. There you go. Is it weird having someone else curl your lashes? But you'll notice that even curling the lashes kind of changes her eye shape, which is why I like to do it so early on in my makeup process. So I can see the shape her lid is going to start to take. Look down over that way. Getting the corners. Look down over that way. Look down. There you go. Look over that way. Just doing a thin layer of waterproof so it keeps the lashes curled. And you can see how much difference that made, why I wanted to do it so soon. Okay, now I'm going to line, because you know Kim Kardashian really loves her liner, because it will give me a chance to blend it out when I start to apply her contour color. Open and look down. Now look, there you go. Now I'm going to push some color up into the lash line first before I start blending that pencil out. So I'm taking my number 41 brush and I'm taking some black eyeshadow. Look down for me like you were. Open and look. There you go. And I'm pushing color right at the base of the lashes. I'm going to take my number 18 brush and I'm going to go back over that liner. You can see how that nice and evens out that line, as well as defining it more. Now I'm going to start to add definition to the lid. Now remember, we want to keep it to the outer corner, kind of cat it out. So we're going to kind of pat it on. So we keep that shape, and then we're gonna blend it out. All right, now we're going to take number 42 brush. And we want to just reinforce just a little shadow, that line, before we apply our lashes. Okay, now we are going to choose lashes. Now, the right lash for each person is different based on the space they have on their lid. So it's always best to try on different ones to see which ends up being your best lash. Now, I want them to be pretty heavy and full. Keep in mind when you're choosing a false lash, you never want it to be, if you look at these, you never want it to be super thick at the band. You always want to make sure, no matter how natural or dramatic it is, you never want it to be too thick and heavy at the lash line. You always want it to be either equal or a little less dense. We're going to go ahead and measure, because even though we want very thick, long lashes for this look, because Kim Kardashian, that's one of the things she's known for. Open for me. Marissa's lid space is shorter than hers, and see how that kind of shortens the lid space that I created? So that one is going to be a little too thick and long. So that's why I'm saying you've got to interpret it for yourself, because what is going to be right for you to make the look work for you, it could be different than what is truly that celebrity does, but you can interpret it in a way that it looks the same way on you. Which that is a much better option. I'm just going to look at one other option, because many times Kim Kardashian's lashes are very spiky. So I'm going to look at a spikier lash on Marissa. Look at me. And they're just not enough. Okay, so now I've measured the width of her lash, her natural lash. I'm going to trim the end off to where it fits her lid. Remeasure. Look straight ahead. Yeah, that's better. Look down. Okay. Now, I'm going to taking my number 42 brush and some gel eyeliner or liquid eyeliner, I'm going to paint the lash line, the band. This will make it disappear. You can see how sparse these are at the base. That's what makes them look not too heavy on our lid and close it in. All right, so I'm putting glue on the band. I'll let it dry a little. While it's drying, I'm gonna curve. Starts to round the lash. We're letting it dry for a second so the glues get stickier. I'm actually using surgical adhesive, not eyelash glue, because less likely to be allergic to it. Okay, open and look down. Just laying it right on top of her lashes and sliding them down to the base. All right, this is one of those tricks to help get that really cat-eyed effect. Now we've got to clean all this up so it's nice and clean before we start to highlight underneath there. So I'm taking eye cream, and I'm going to go ahead, apply it pretty liberally, because what I'm going to do is as I remove all this stuff, I'm going to bring it up and out to get a nice hard edge to that cat eye. I'm going to take a wedge-shaped sponge, and when I clean it off, I'm going to just go straight up. That really helps start to create that shape. And look, that would have been left on her face. Okay, and you can see how it's already starting to like elongate that eye up by doing that. Now we're going to go ahead and apply foundation on the lower half of her face. Using my beauty blender. Now we're going to take concealer. We want it to be a little on the lighter side because it's that over highlighting that really helps give Kim that Kim Kardashian, look up for me, part of her signature look. And we're going to stipple concealer all in the area underneath the eye, up all along the cheekbone. And I'm actually going to go a little bit lighter mixed in with that to really brighten. And you can see how, I mean, you can really see what a difference that makes in creating this look. That kind of overly brightened Kim Kardashian under eye area, which is probably actually one of that and her lashes are two of the biggest things about her look, with mixed with the nude lip, that actually create her look. Because I haven't used a lot of really dark color. It's just about applying the light where you need the light, the dark where you need the dark. I'm going to go back over it with my number 54 foundation brush. Look up. Just to kind of smooth it a little bit more. Get it right up. I know Marissa's flawless, but we're going to get little spots that we are still seeing. Now we're going to powder. Using my number 76 brush, really reinforcing that highlight. clouding the rest of Marissa's face. Just pushing powder into the skin with a puff. And I'm doing that because another part of Kim's look is it's very, very flawless and even, and you're going to get a much more even application with the puff. And then we can brush the excess off with a brush. Tiny bit more concealer on nose. I'm taking and brightening just a little bit down the center of Marissa's nose. I'm using my brush number 13 to add mid-tone underneath her eye, keeping it right at the lash line, because Kim's colors are always worn very tight to the lash line. Marissa, we've completely changed the shape of your eye. Using my number 18 brush, and I'm going to scrub some brown shadow right at the lash line. Once again, to keep it very tight to the lash line. I'm going to take some bronzer, my number 11 brush, and I'm going to contour her nose. And it's really important that you bring it up into the brow. Now we're going to start to create more of a chiseled cheek, taking our number 73 brush, just starting to create that shape, applying it to the cheekbone, blending it out. Having her smile just so I can really catch her cheekbone. All right, now I'm going to do Kim Kardashian's signature highlight underneath the eye. Look up. And I took a matte shadow and a shimmer and mixed it together. Once again, because the matte will help give you more opaque coverage, and then the shimmer will give you the shine. And I'm just wrapping it around the inside corner of the eye. And then I'm going to take my number 13 brush and blend it out. And I'm going to blend where the shimmer and the dark meet. Now I'm going to do a layer of mascara on the bottom lashes, as to not forget, because that would be a sin. Look up for me. Okay, now I'm going to create that perfect nude lip, I'm going to conceal her natural lip line. Just kind of get it a little more nude, less color there. Now, because I want a more opaque nude lip as well, because you'll notice that Kim never wears a very sheer lip. Miss Kardashian herself. Okay, so I'm going to take a nude lipstick. I'm going to apply it first. Then I'm going to go ahead and use a nice nude gloss on top of that. There you have Miss Kardashian. Now, keep in mind, this is Marissa's version of what Kim Kardashian does. We've made it specific to her features. So she just looks like she's a Kardashian, not necessarily like Kim. She's her younger sister. Now we're take her hair down.